I get there are several topics that just make me furious. I mean, to the point where I lose my ability to, chill out, reason, logic. I get real medieval about some of these subjects. Republicans is one of the topics. The destructive fury of capitalism is another. And religion, especially what passes for Christianity in this country. I'm just so tired of all three of those forces utterly destroying not just our political system, not just our economic system, or economics in general, not just any kind of a spiritual support system that human beings might feel that they need, but also the entire planet. And I react viscerally, and I react the same way that a person would react, I think, if somebody walked into your house and held a gun to your partner's head. You don't stand around and talk and try to negotiate. You just find the quickest way to kill that person so that they don't harm your family member who is literally being taken hostage. And it's that kind of mindless rage that bubbles up inside of me. Any good that capitalists think they're doing, or religion people think they're doing, or the Republican Party thinks they're doing, is colored by the fact that they're all sicker than, they're just sick bastards who have no concept about human dignity or human spirituality or human worth, or the sanctity of life, the real sanctity of life, not just their little fetuses, but life on the entire planet. They have no concept. And they push these perverted philosophies. Okay, anybody can do anything they want to, ultimately. There are prices to pay, but, if you want to go murder somebody, go ahead. The price is, if you murder somebody in a capital punishment state and don't have a good defense attorney, you will be executed. So, everything kind of has some kind of a spiritual, moral, or physical price. But to push your system, as perverted and as flimsy and as insane as it is, off on other people who may not want it, especially where it concerns something as personal and private as a belief or non-belief in spooks flying through the sky. I mean, to do that, to me, it demonstrates one thing clearly and precisely: the absolute lack of faith that the person pushing this garbage has in their own belief system. Because if they had the faith in their own belief system, they would understand that people would seek it out rather than have it pushed and hammered and jammed into every corner of somebody's life who doesn't want it. We were in the Georgia mountains 2 weekends ago, and you could not walk into a store up there without somebody having on either a Christian music CD or one of these mountain radio stations where some snake-handling, wild-eyed preacher was talking about how God's going to come and kill everybody, and hurricanes and earthquakes because the queers want to get married, or whatever the going topic is at the time that these religious freaks want to lay off everything. Everything wrong with this planet is because fill in the blank. And it varies from week to week. I get so tired of it. I get so sick of it. Every time I see a survey that says, 70% of people in America, whatever the number is, do not believe in evolution. I mean, what does it take? And the standard answer is, I didn't come from no damn monkey. Let me share something with you from the Wall Street Journal. Monsanto, they're genetically engineered corn plants that were designed to resist corn earworms. Well, here's what it says. Widely grown corn plants that Monsanto genetically modified to thwart a voracious bug are falling prey to that very bug in Iowa fields. The first time a major Midwest scourge, the corn earworm, has developed resistance to a genetically modified crop. And it goes on, and then there's this sentence, for you dumb bastards who just absolutely close your mind to anything rational or logical. Here's a sentence for you. Iowa State University entomologist Aaron Grassman's discovery that western corn rootworms in 4 northeast Iowa fields have evolved to resist the pesticide made by Monsanto's corn plant could encourage some farmers to switch to insect-proof seeds sold by competitors. Now, you all the time you hear from these brain-dead morons, well, show me evolution. It's all around you, you freak. And here's when you might understand. I wonder how many of those farmers are just wet their pants whenever they think about God's wrath, who just so believe in the message of their Redeemer to the point of being biased and bigoted against anything other than their little ingrown religious beliefs, and certainly against those crazy people that teach evolution, and these very same farmers on their own farms, it's right there for them to witness, and they still won't. It's that kind of breathless, stupefying ignorance that is just the heart and soul of this religious nonsense. It doesn't make any difference what kind of evidence that so much of this stuff is what it is. It's mythology. It's superstition. It's fear. It's fear of the darkness of the grave. It's the fear of death. How many people just simply cannot accept the idea that, yes, sweetie, a day comes when your ass dies. That means you cease. You can't comprehend that. The ego cannot comprehend its own annihilation. So what do? Rather than just say to yourself, okay, well, someday I'm going to be dead, and I better, at least acknowledge that. I may ask all sorts of philosophical questions about what was the point of being alive. Have at it. I may realize I have a certain limited amount of time of consciousness. Have at it. But so many people, millions upon billions of people, just can't do that. They can't do it. And I don't get that. So they invent all this garbage, all sorts of carefully structured and layers and levels. And look what the Divine Comedy was about. Look what Dante wrote about. Yeah, it was political allegory, but look how it was presented. Layer upon layer upon layer of hell, and then layer upon layer of purgatory, and then il paradiso. Finally, why don't people look at religion the way we look at all of this ancient, ridiculous, amusing, stupefyingly ignorant constructs as what they are? Born of ignorance and fear. Look, the truth is, if by some wild accident of sperm and egg colliding, you happen to gain consciousness after you are carried for 9 months in a very protected environment, why is it so difficult for people to understand that eventually the ride is over and you go back into the oblivion from whence you came, whatever that means? Why this craziness? To the point now where cemeteries are invaded with this religious crap, whether the bereaved family wants it or not. Well, ma'am, if you want a military burial for your your husband, you're going to have to accept the whole package. I don't understand.